LA chips have gone quiet, yo. Bit quiet for the So, welcome to this channel. I'm here with my elder sister, Margaret. Welcome to Simon Kawa channel.
Thank you so much for having me today.
Margaret has been a resident of this famous city, Geneva, in Switzerland. And we've been chatting with her about the expense. So straight to the point, Margaret, why do you think this city is very expensive?
In my own experience, I think that the driving factor, the number one driving factor is that Geneva is a host of the UN. Mm-hmm. It is one of the two cities in the world that is a host of the UN bodies, New York in the United States and Geneva. So because of that, there's an influx of international employees that are earning way above
highly paid
international employees that are way higher than the normal Swiss and even in Europe, the entire Europe. So because of this, the prices are hiked.
Okay.
Are hiked. So that is one of the factors that I would say would be the leading. There are people earning in foreign currency and they are driving the market.
What else away from UN?
Okay. Geneva and Switzerland. Geneva is one of the cities in Switzerland, and Switzerland is known for its banking, the history of banking. So the strength of the Swiss economy has been built on the banking industry, and they have a lot of banks where many countries keep their forex. They keep a lot of money in here. Many African countries, presidents and very well-to-do people, leaders of the world, bring their money to Switzerland. The the banking industry has been historically known to drive and strengthen the Swiss economy. So that is why there's a lot of money within the yes, exactly. So one of those things, I think that is one of the other things that I would
that makes it expensive.
Expensive.
Yesterday I was walking around and I went to KFC thinking I'm going to get the snack that I normally get when I'm in London, UK. And I went for a snack that is something like £6. Over there it is 18 francs. Is it 19 francs? Simple snacks are almost 20 pound or 18 pound. 3 times as much. Is very surprising. How about the issue of because you mentioned many people drive abroad to go and do shopping.
Yes, they do.
Do you think it's a big percentage that do that? Go to France or elsewhere?
Yes, I think, I can safely say 90%, but of course I've not done any survey of any form. So this is just from my own observation and from the people that I know. 90% of the people that I relate to shop in France across the border. Switzerland is bordering France, Italy, and Germany. So at any one point in every village there is
you can drive off.
Exactly. It takes me 10 minutes to cross over into France, and those are cross-border towns where the prices are immediately almost 3 times cheaper than in Switzerland. But the issue of eating and these restaurants and the fast foods, the culture of Switzerland is natural foods. They try to prohibit you from going into those kinds of foods by hiking.
Entry point or restrictions? What is it?
No. They are promoting natural eating, natural foods, and for health.
But I was talking of organic.
Organic, even if it's not organic, natural. Because of the Swiss market days, but they want to promote natural eating so that you do not go to fast foods, which, according to the Swiss, it's less food.
Okay, so they have probably a tax on that kind of
exactly, and the prices are almost prohibitive.
Okay.
Because for you to get a natural meal, it will be almost half of that price that you're paying.
So you're talking normal plate of food is a lot cheaper than that KFC I'm talking.
Exactly, it's cheaper. Yes, but that is not to say that it's not expensive still. Even the Swiss restaurants, yes, it's still expensive, but there's also that driving factor behind it. They are promoting natural eating and healthy food habits.
Does that mean also, I've heard the thing, what is the national minimum for earners in this country?
The minimum wage is 25 francs per hour. 25,
Wow.
yes, 25 Swiss francs per hour. So you can translate
In pounds, that is also not too far nowadays, maybe about 23 or 22.
So the minimum, even a person who is cleaning the streets, who is maintaining the lavatories, who is doing
a cleaner
is going to be paid 25 Swiss francs per hour.
4 hours 100.
That's right. That is right. That is right.
So only, does that mean that people who are resident here are actually all right with the prices? Because if they're earning high, that makes it affordable to them.
The cost of living is high.
It's still high.
The cost of living is still high, but people are well paid.
So if you earn in this economy, you can sort of get on.
You will be able to get on. But for us who want to stretch the Swiss franc even further for us,
to save.
We have learned we have survival strategies. And one of those strategies is to shop in the neighboring France, where the products are competitive and the price is really, as I said, almost 3 times less than this one. But
if you have the right to live and work here, does that obviously give you the right to live and work in France?
Of course it does.
Normally it does.
It does, because this is Schengen. Yes. So when you have the Schengen visa, you can cross the borders. But of course, you will have to get additional work permit and whatever, but you already have the right to enter and reside there, at least for 90 days. For 90 days. So, but then you need to clear your working status, but you have the right.
Okay, the language, obviously they're French speaking. You and I, we come from English speaking Commonwealth country. How hard was it, or how long did it take you to learn the French language?
I don't know if mine is a typical example, but it took me a while, because when I came, I was already working. I was a professional worker, so I came to join a professional organization where I was able to work in English. So learning French, I was not so pressurized like any other person. I know.
They spoke English at work.
I spoke and worked in English, and I needed French for my social life, for outside of my office. It took me a while, and because I was also in and out of the country for a period of 24 months. But after that, I could say it took me 6 months.
Roughly 6 months.
So roughly 6 months of
what
immersion.
Kind of lessons? Weekly or daily?
Yes, I would do. I didn't have the time for daily, but at least I had 1.5 hours a week of class. And then what was more important was to practice what I have learned, to make sure that you use the language, you expose yourself to the culture, and you immerse yourself into the...
That's the next question.
Immersion,
actually.
yes.
Cultural assimilation, how was it? Is it easy to get on with? Because you've also been in England, where you and I, we went on the initial journey. Me and her were actually on a flight together initially. She left me there and sort of found our way in this country.
Exactly.
How do you compare Africa, England, is this Swiss?
I think
culture?
Because we come from from an Anglophone background, and of course with the kind of an influence from Britain, it's easier for me coming from my home country
to have been in Britain.
To Britain, I would have integrated easily and faster in Britain than it took me here in Switzerland, because Switzerland is francophone first of all, and their culture, it was a stark different from what I knew, you know. So it was a little bit difficult for me because I was language barred. The infrastructure is very different, so it took me so long to
actually get in.
Exactly, to actually feel like but what shock absorbed that one for me was that I was at work. I had people who were like me. They were all coming from all corners of the world, so we were all experiencing the same thing, and therefore we shared that dilemma of integration. So if you do not learn the language and the culture, it's very difficult for you to integrate, because it's very different, for at least from the Anglophone background that we had.
Okay.
Yes.
So England would have probably been. Do you have regrets not going to England than compared to this?
No, I don't have any regrets. I don't have any.
Because your opportunity was here.
Exactly, and because I got my job into the UN, I had always aspired to be an international worker, civil servant. That was my vision. I wanted to bring my skills onto the global platform, and I didn't want to get away from what I had, the trade that I had learned. So
your job, by the way, is she's working with under the
I work. Exactly. So initially, I work for the Global Fund. It is a private-public partnership where it's like a basket. To put it in very simple terms, it's a basket where developed countries bring money, and we take this money and give it to developing and low-income countries, middle-income or low-developing countries for HIV, for TB and malaria programs. So I'm a public health specialist, and I have been doing this for almost 20 years. So the opportunity that the Global Fund and indeed Switzerland provided me was to continue in my industry, my profession,
which offers
unlike
in
Britain. England wouldn't have given me that one. If I were to go to England, I had to wait, because I had the opportunity to stay in England as well, but it meant that I needed to break into
anything that is
else.
coming
Exactly,
forward.
and
Like I did.
Exactly, and that was, for me, this was an easier and more satisfying route.
Okay, why is opportunity-wise? The opportunities for people to join your kind of thing? Are there still openings? Is it because it was years ago, or is it still happening? People like you and I, or our background, or anyone else from the world, can they still come here to Switzerland and get good jobs with you?
As I have said to you, Switzerland and Geneva.
What do they need?
A host of the United Nations. They host the United Nations. What it means, the full spectrum of the United Nations is available. The United Nations is an employer of anybody who is qualifying from anywhere,
all those nations,
from the member nations. And therefore, what you need is to get your qualification clear. You have to know the minimum requirements for the job you're gunning for. I wanted to continue initially I was focused on monitoring and evaluation of public health programs. And that is how I got into the Global Fund. I came with my skills and the strength from the grassroots, monitoring and evaluating and programming for health, for HIV, TB and malaria. If you are anywhere, if you are an economist, there is a UN body that speaks to economics.
Okay, there are many sections.
Exactly. If you are in IT, it is there.
If you're maybe
every industry and every trade has a place. I work with doctors. I'm not a doctor.
How about artists?
The artists are there. Yeah, because we work with artists, and exactly we partner with communities where we work with artists. We want to communicate these messages, and we use artists.
Social people and
exactly.
All right, I'm in the center of Geneva, near the Burger King. This is what Geneva. It's called Geneva. Shit, I don't know where I am, to be honest. Avoiding trams and stuff. Burger King, KFC, Maccadees. What's that? Carnival. H&M. This looks like the center of it. Welcome to this channel, Simon Kawa. On a vlog about this new city. This year I've been to New York as well. New York, I've been to Indianapolis in Indiana, in America. I also did a bit of Florida connections. I did Baltimore in Maryland. Check out my videos. Some of them you've got to be a member to actually access them, especially the personal private travel ones. It's up to this channel to get more videos. I'm a truck driver, a Londoner, always checking out new places, always checking them out, matey. Yo, welcome to this channel. A nice sunny day, just checking out this city. French speaking and full of trams. Unbelievable number of trams. It's all about the tram around here, mate. And yeah. Ooh. That's it. Till you see the green man, no one's really crossing. Different culture. Different cultures. Right hand drive and that. International Terminus. My name. I want to come and probably check out that KFC. There's Burger King, KFC, things that are familiar. The other things, baguettes and stuff, bread, they are bread people. Expensive. I want to walk towards the water down there. So I'll speak with you in a bit. Meanwhile, sub to this channel, give us support. More videos coming. Take this channel to 4,000 subs. Alright, speak with you in a bit.